Well, now to new details about a story hundreds of you are talking about and sharing on social media. A 12-year-old showing up at a Tulsa hospital, 12 years old, ready to give birth, and the 24-year-old father of that baby arrested.
It's really hard to think about. The Tulsa Police Department is asking the public for some patience when it comes to them releasing more information with this case. Fox 3's Rick Marinon is live with what more he was able to learn today and why some things, Rick, will just take some long time and weeks to answer.
We were told today it is going to take some time to get all of the answers. One of the questions we still did not get an answer to, but we are told will come later, is one that viewers have been asking, not only on the Fox 23 Facebook page, but also on Tulsa Police's Facebook page. Where were the parents? Here is what we were able to find out more about this situation today. It was a 911 call like no other. Doctors at Hillcrest Hospital in Midtown Tulsa called police after 24-year-old Juan Miranda Jara happily showed up with a 12-year-old girl he said was his girlfriend. The 12-year-old girl was in labor, ready to give birth to Miranda Jara's baby.
Apparently they all think it was just kind of fine, like nothing was wrong. And it's a very strange situation.
Tulsa police officer Danny Bean says the two walked into Hillcrest just like any other expecting couple, hoping to deliver a newborn and walk out later with their new bundle of joy. When officers showed up, Bean says, Miranda Jara proudly told the officers the 12-year-old girl was about to give birth to his baby. The two walked in thinking
like nothing was wrong. He felt like he didn't have any worries.
The age of consent in Oklahoma is 16. Despite hoping to walk out with his new baby in tow with his underage girlfriend to begin new life as a family, Tulsa police arrested Miranda Jara for first-degree rape of a minor.
It is a very complicated issue. That's why we have experts on it. I know that it's going down that avenue. It's going down every avenue. But we can even talk about and release right now about how this is going.
Miranda Jara and the girl said they'd been in a relationship together since last fall and started having sex back in October 2020. The number one question police and Fox 23 have been receiving since we broke this story is how could a man be allowed to be so intimate with such a young girl? And how could a young girl who was supposed to be in the 5th grade be allowed to carry a child to full term without police ever being called sometime in the last 9 months? Bean says Tulsa police believe this was not a case of incest, but the circumstances of how these two met and lived together are still being investigated. While police cannot say whether or not the girl and Miranda Jara's family condone the relationship, what is publicly on social media shows at least some members of Miranda Jara's family encourage them to be together and get pregnant. On Facebook, Miranda Jara, who goes by Juan Miranda, openly posted that he was in a relationship with the girl, and the two posted pictures of what appears to be a baby shower thrown for them, just like any other couple. Bean says it doesn't matter if she had any support or not from friends and family. The law says the age of consent is clear, and anyone who violates that is committing rape. There are concerns that a girl that young could also have been easily manipulated by a grown man, but the answers the public want will take time to produce.
People are upset, furious. It's gross to them. It's disgusting. They want to know how something like this was able to happen, and start throwing blame. But we want to take this as any other kind of investigation. I know it's upsetting to some people for sure that we're not giving answers or we can't give answers, but there's circumstances around that, and we understand that.
Despite being born to such a young mother, we are told the baby is perfectly healthy. We are told as the investigation goes on, more charges could be filed against Miranda. And also, it is still up to DHS as to whether the child mother will be allowed to go back to her family and what the future of the newborn will be. It's all up in the air right now, pending the rest of the investigation. Live covering news that matters, I'm Rick Marinon on Fox 23 News.
Delete all these text messages. That was the instruction a Detroit police officer is suspected of sending to a 12-year-old girl. That text and others is leading to his arrest and suspension by the Detroit Police Department. Ordered the DPD suspended Officer Earl Raynard Anderson Jr. from his duty.
Warren investigators say he, quote-unquote, preyed on a 12-year-old by sending her sexual and inappropriate text messages. The victim, deputies say she's the daughter of his new wife. Local 4's Shantae Passmore spoke to investigators about the case. Shantae, what led to his arrest?
You know, this all unfolded when that 12-year-old victim came forward. After texting back and forth, she told someone about that exchange. Then when her father found out about it, he did what any parent would do to protect their child. Tonight, Detroit officer Earl Raynard Anderson Jr. faces one count of accosting a child for immoral purposes.
It's very disturbing. This is an individual who took an oath to protect the community. And instead of protecting the community, made a decision to prey on a 12-year-old.
That 12-year-old, detectives say his new wife's daughter. The Macomb County Prosecutor's Office tells Local 4 the alleged crime happened in Warren on February 22nd when the Detroit officer reportedly sent inappropriate text messages to the victim. Timestamps show the conversation started just before 2:30 a.m., lasting more than an hour. The text shows how he asked to keep their conversation private before the girl responds with how her dad goes through her phone. Then he tells her to delete their messages, writing they'll go on a family trip soon. Later, he asks if she needed a second phone before explaining how her iPad is connected to her iPhone. Again, he tells her, make sure to delete their messages, even the ones in trash. We asked our crime and safety expert, how soon should parents talk about the dangers of smart devices and online safety?
5 and even earlier.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just saying that there are people that aren't necessarily good people, and making sure that your young person understands that, you know, sometimes grown-ups don't always do the right thing.
Meanwhile, Warren police are praising the girl for telling an adult about the interaction.
We can't tell her enough how proud we are of her and her family for coming to us with this issue.
And meanwhile, that Detroit's officer's bond is set at $200,000. He is expected to appear back in court later this month. As far as what is next for Warren investigators, they tell me that they are looking at electronic devices to see if there are any other additional victims. If you know any information about this case, you're urged to contact Warren PD. We're live at DPD headquarters this evening. Shantae Passmore, Local 4.
What a brave and smart 12-year-old to tell an adult what was going on. Shantae, we appreciate your story.
Investigators say it all started when Evans pulled over a woman for an expired tag near Southeast 29th and High Avenue just before 10 p.m. on January 26th. The affidavit says Evans' body cam and patrol car dash cam were rolling as he walked up to the woman's car, the woman allegedly telling Evans she had an illegal drug pipe inside. Evans ordered her to get out and searched her pockets before then searching inside her car, where he found a sex toy in her purse. Investigators say he brought it up to the woman, saying, "Mine is bigger," then telling her he wouldn't take her to jail for having the pipe if she would just have sex with him. The woman later told investigators with the Oklahoma City Police Department that she agreed, and the two drove to a nearby parking lot where Evans got in her passenger seat and had sex with her. The affidavit says she even asked Evans if she would be charged with prostitution for having sex with him, to which he said no, and that he'd taken off his body camera and microphone. Investigators say Evans later bragged to a friend about what happened, but told them the woman is who proposed having sex. OKCPD investigators sent Evans' uniform pants to OSBI's crime lab, where tests on them found a fluid stain matching Evans' DNA profile and another likely matching the woman's profile. Evans was booked into the Oklahoma County Jail Friday on charges of rape and forcible sodomy.
Please like and subscribe. For real, subscribe.